Hey guys, how's it going? All right, so this is a topic that I love talking about, frame battles. So when it comes down to frames are very biological in us. Like, all right, so us as a society, us as a people, we're made to be in tribes. And for the most part, what happens is generally there's a tribe consensus on how the world works, on like different societies, on the belief systems, on the way we move and talk, the general emotional vibe. Like, we're made to work inside a tribe, inside of a system, as a unit. Culture is based on frames. Somebody believes something very strong, stronger than we believed it, then everybody else started believing the same exact thing. That's generally how it works. We're made to be sponge-like. We're constantly pinging and picking off the world. We have 56 major and minor expressions that allow you to demonstrate and show so many things about yourself. And I would argue that this is kind of like knowing the matrix. Now, what I coach with a lot of my clients is that you have to believe that you're a 12 out of 10 when you're talking to a girl. I know that the belief that I'm a 12 out of 10 helps me out massively with women. So why wouldn't I believe it? In the same way, this is how you are going to use frames, and we're going to be talking about that in this video right here. And with that being said, let's get into the video.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.
Now let's get into the first one, emotional frames. Now this is going to help build into the logical frame so you guys can understand this a lot better. I have thought about this and studied this so intensely for a very long time, so you guys are going to get a crash course in this. Now, emotional frames are just as it sounds. They're emotional. Now, if you're in a crowd that's really angry and riled up, oftentimes you're going to get angry with them. It's kind of like, this is how, especially if you're if you view yourself as being a part of the same tribe as them, we have a way of getting into a tribe-like mentality. Now, if you have a friend who is sad, a lot of people would say, console them, be sad with them, make them, proper coddling, which I don't disagree with. That sounds like a great plan. But instead, how about you try this for an exchange, for a little bit different? Why don't you overwhelm them with happiness, with love, and see what happens? Try it out at least. Oftentimes, I do just this with my friends, and I've pulled them out of really dark depressions, and it's something that you can teach people to do. For the most part, you can change people's emotions. Now, let's say I was going to go talk to a girl. What are the emotions I want the girl to feel? I want the girl to be excited to talk to me. I want the girl to be a little turned on while she's talking to me. I want the girl to be happy. I want the girl to have a lot of fun and laugh. So, I feel that myself. And because I feel that myself, now my emotions, again, frame battle, the girl might be in a sad, terrible mood. I come in like this. I'm like, I'm happy. I'm over the top. I'm over the hill. And the girl's like, no, fuck you. Eh. Well, whoever's frame is stronger wins. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a story that I think is, funny. Some of you guys might not find it so funny, but it happened. So, I was actually working through this concept, the one I was just telling you guys about, and I was in Vegas, and there was this girl that I thought was super attractive, super cute, and I started talking to her, and we started hitting it off. And well, her friend pushes her into the fountain, and she gets her phone wet, and she is screaming. She's pissed at her friend and whatnot. Anyways, I had two choices. Either I could leave, I could supplicate and be like, oh no, it's so fucking terrible, or I could do what I just told you. I could overwhelm her with my emotions. I did just that. So every time she would get mad, I would instead make it into a joke. Every time she would get in a certain mood, I would be happy and I'd be overwhelming with love. Now, what ended up happening? Literally 1.5 blocks later, she was laughing in tears. And at this point, we ended up hanging out for the rest of the night. I'm not gonna say exactly to what context, but it was a lot of fun. And it became because I was so overwhelmingly positive. And this is the way that you use emotions. In the same way, if you're angry and you walk through fuck everybody, well, what do you think is gonna happen? People are gonna feed this off of you and they're gonna feed it back to you, especially people that are vibrating on the angry level. They're gonna see another angry person. They're gonna wanna anger and dark emotions have just the same way positive emotions. Positive emotions also have an addiction, but angry emotions also have that addiction. If you love being angry, you want to be prideful, you're like, that person over there is angry. Let's get in an argument. And then you guys start butting heads and you guys are both getting your hit. If people are depressed, oftentimes it's kind of the same thing. Birds of a feather flock together. You want to learn as a man or as a woman, if you guys are watching this, I don't want you guys getting mad at me as the men's dating coach. You guys want to learn to raise your general emotional well-being, your general emotional bandwidth higher and higher as best you can. All right, and this is totally in your control. For me personally, I thought that once I got the women, once I got better with money, once I got the friends, once I got the dream job, that I would just be happy. And when I got it all, I found that I was still depressed. And I realized that all along, it wasn't the things that I had, it was me all along. And a lot of you guys are gonna have to learn this yourselves. Ultimately, you are in control of your emotions. You're in control of your depression, your anger, your sadness. It's in your control. If you wanna fix it, you totally can. Your reality becomes the lens that you look through it with. Like a lot of people, we're all in the same world, but we're all not seeing the same thing. And it's because of the lens, because of the emotions that we're looking at it through. You can either be like, woe is me, or it can be like, man, this is fucking awesome. And it's up to you. All right, now we're gonna get into logical frames next. Now, when it comes to logical frames, like I said, it doesn't always help to believe what's real. Like, it doesn't. And everything's subjective. Like, to be honest, nobody has 100% of a concrete understanding of how the world works. I would argue that maybe like we don't understand 1% of how the world works or how society in general works. I've studied this forever. And I still am like coming to newer revelations, still figuring out new things to a deeper level. Like if you told me that things were this complex when I first got into it, my head would blow off. I'd be stunned. But, and I'm only studying into one field. I can only imagine how vast this world is and how complex it is. And like if you're so egotistical to believe that whatever you have as an ideal is how the world works, I got another thing coming for you. Like, your beliefs are probably almost all wrong. Like your assumptions are almost all wrong. And that's the problem with the world as a whole. Everybody's a know-it-all and everybody knows how it works. Your beliefs are fluid. Your frames are fluid. All right. You can believe whatever the fuck you want. Like I said, like the structures of the world are not so structured. Like if I believe, like I said, that I'm a 12 out of 10 and I talk to a girl, I'm gonna be tenfold more charismatic. I'll be a lot more assumptive that the girl just likes me, and this will make the girl like me in return. It's like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So does it help to believe that I'm 12 out of 10? Definitely. Is it true? No. Does that mean I shouldn't believe it? No. I want the results. I want the results from believing it. And I'll say this too. A lot of times, like, people will get in their ego about a certain frame. Like, that's the worst thing, is when you get your confidence intertwined. People over a period of time, if they were in a vacuum with another person that had an opposing belief, this person with the stronger opposing belief would win eventually. But you're not going to convince somebody that's like, that has their identity involved in like their political stance and their religion into like some ideal that they're wrong if their ego is intertwined. That's pretty tough. You can, however, like through the act of you like believing that you're of status. So like a lot of you guys want to say like, I get interrupted all the time. It's because you don't believe what you have to say is of value. And because you have that, it's sub-communicated through your frame and how you talk and how you believe. So people are like, he doesn't, like, his frame says that what he has to say isn't valuable, so why are we listening to him? And they're listening to the guy who believes in himself. That's how the world works. You're sub-communicating your frame on a belief, on a system, on the way that you are. The self is always coming through. Your beliefs and the way you believe about yourself, the way you believe about the world is constantly being sub-communicated. You don't think it's okay to talk to a girl? It won't be okay. You don't think it's okay to dress a certain way? It won't be okay. You don't think it's okay to be a little bit abrasive at times? It won't be okay. Legitimately, if you believe that you're allowed to do something or believe something or act a certain way, you will be. You are literally your own jailer. Like, the more that you believe that like that the world is a certain way, that girls are supposed to hate you, they will hate you. And with that being said, peace out.